Put a finger down if you wrote in your New Year's resolution that you are going to become a content creator this year. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome. Oh, welcome for you guys. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome to the family. My name is Aminat and welcome back to my channel. I've been creating content more or less since 2018. Over the years, these are just things that I have picked up and I have learned, and also things that I researched about. The things I'm going to mention in this video are both for beginners at content creating and those that are into content creating already. Let's get right into the video. Okay, to begin with, the first thing anyone that wants to go into content creating needs to know is strategy. And I know when I say the word strategy, it sounds like such a big word, but no. Strategy in terms of you need to ask yourself three main questions, which is who, what, and why. Who meaning who am I creating for? What am I creating? Why? What is my long-term goal? Your who, what, and why. Who meaning when you ask yourself this question like, who is my target audience? Who am I trying to reach? Maybe you're trying to reach brands or like specific brands, or if your content is for male, female, people of the older generation, people of younger generation, people who are into specific hobbies or interests. Who are you creating content for? Basically, what are you creating? In terms of what you are creating, it can be tricky because a lot of people would advise you to have a niche, but I think it's just by the way, because you can dwell into a lot of aspects when it comes to content creation. You can be into makeup, fashion, and at the same time do other things. I believe niches can be flexible, so do not pay too much attention at trying to find a niche. Rather, just start creating your content, and once you start, you can streamline what is it that you do. Which brings me to the third question, which is why are you creating content? Are you trying to go viral? Are you trying to make money? Is this like going to be your day job? Why are you creating content? Once you have your who, what, and why, you should think about your long-term goal and your short-term goal. I know it sounds so cliche, but they are very, very important. Short-term goals in terms of like, do I want to go viral? Long-term goal, do I want to become a full-time creator or a paid creator? These are the things you should think about, and your answer is going to determine your next steps to creating your content or becoming a content creator. I always advise people to go for both achievable short-term goals and long-term goals. Not every video you make is going to go viral. You can have one viral video in a year. If you are lucky, you can have 10 viral videos in 1 week. There is no rule to this thing. Determine your short-term goals and your long-term goals. The next thing you should be thinking about is planning, and this covers like planning how you are going to film your videos, what you want to film. If you are going to talk in such videos, maybe you need to write them down. If it's content that requires you preparing for such content, planning should also cover like editing, because you are not just going to create something that you cannot post, so you should include all of that into your planning. When you are at the planning phase, I think it's very important to like set realistic goals, because at the end of the day, you need to know who you are, your time, and how you relate all of these factors into you creating content. Using myself as a case study, I'm a medical student. I do not have all the time in the world to create content, my kind of content. If you follow me, or if you know, I initially started by doing creative makeup looks, and one makeup look can take me about nothing less than 4 hours. That time I can use it to make 2 or 3 videos. It's a very strict kind of content, so I had to have a chat with myself and like, how do I do this that I am consistent as I would like to be, because it was basically impossible for me to make such videos like 2 or 3 times each week, because I just did not have the time for it. Basically adjusted my time and create time, whereas I can create like my day-to-day content and also implement those kind of content at the same time while not getting burnt out as a creator and maintaining consistency. So yeah, it's very, very important to set realistic goals for yourself and to plan well, because when you plan well, you're able to set your goals, and that way you are able to achieve the goals over time. Once you've planned and you've been creating the video, next step is going to be discipline. And I mean discipline in all aspects, because you have to show up even on days when you are not up for it. Discipline is very, very important as a content creator, because it is what allows you to be consistent, and it is what allows you to stand out. Because regardless, once you start building your audience or you start building your community, people expect you to be there based on what kind of content you create. Or consistency is what is going to allow you to grow as a creator, because at the end of the day, if you check like your big influencers, they did not all just blow up overnight like that. Like, most of them have put in time and effort into being a creator. And although obviously some people are lucky and they get like viral kind of fame, but in most cases you have to be consistent to be at the level you probably have in your mind. Once you start creating, I highly recommend batch creating, and I'm going to explain what batch creating means. Batch creating is when you make multiple videos. So you create a day for your content creating and you make multiple videos in that day. So for example, when I batch create, like today that I'm creating this video for you guys, I made a video about me installing my hair. I've made a video about me doing this makeup. I'm making this video right now, and I might do like an outfit get ready with me video later. That's 4 videos in one day. If I wanted to post 2 videos per week, that's my content for the next 2 weeks. Or if I just want to post 4 videos in a week, I have everything I need. You can also plan how you want the content to be made. I'm just using myself as an example, obviously, but there are a lot of ways to go about it based on the kind of content that is you make. Batch creating is also very important in order to manage your time well as a creator, to avoid burnout, because that's one of the main things that a lot of creators struggle with: burnout and lack of ideas. Once you have your strategy, you make your plan, that way you're able to be consistent and create the kind of content you want at the same time. There are 2 types of content. You have your long form content and you have your short form content. Your long form, like this YouTube videos, like vlogs, videos where you're talking, giving story time or instances, or you're explaining what you're doing. And your short form content like trends, trending sound, and they are short most times. Those are like your short form content. A lot of time people tend to drift to one more than the other, but I believe a combination of both is actually very excellent, because that way you can get to gauge what your audience likes and prefer to see more from you. If they like maybe like the longer content or the shorter ones, you just balance them out and figure it out from there. If you do something and you feel like you didn't do well, check your insights, see what could be done differently about that kind of video, and from there you're becoming more strategic with your content. And also, trying different approaches as a content creator allows you to be open-minded and not get bored. Using myself as an example, I'm a makeup artist. I create makeup content. If I'm doing the same eyeshadow, the same lipstick every day, I might get bored, and this might discourage me in terms of like being consistent, or like you need to switch it up once in a while. So you don't have to be jack of all trades. I'm just saying, try different approaches, be open-minded. There are a lot of things that you are good at, basically capitalize on that. When it comes to content creating, another thing that is very, very important is authenticity. A lot of people tend to get lost in the mix, because if you see a creator try something and it does well, you're like, oh, let me try this also, and it might not just do well for you because it's not you. So if you think about your favorite creators, a lot of things that make them stand out is because they are themselves. And as individuals, your personality cannot be the same as the next person. It's almost quite impossible. So I say authenticity goes a really long way, and at the same time, you don't have to pretend to be someone you're not, because people that will love you for however unhinged or however calm and serene you are, they will at the end of the day. So authenticity goes a really long way, and authenticity helps you stay consistent because you don't have to always wake up to pretend to be someone you're not. Authenticity helps you stand out. My next point is prioritizing community over numbers. And what do I mean by this? A lot of times people are always thinking, oh, I want to have 20,000 followers, I want to have 10k followers, blah blah blah. Capitalize on having your audience, because your audience is going to be there regardless of numbers. There are a lot of big content creators that they have all of these numbers, but they don't have engagement. I know it's very tricky in terms of like a lot of brands will look at numbers regardless. I believe when you have a community, your numbers grow alongside. They both go hand in hand, quite alright. But I just saying that prioritize community. Also, if you are going to have like maybe affiliate links or something, once you have a community, they are more drawn to buying such product or to even sharing your content to those that would buy the product or those that the product are made for. But if you have just numbers and they don't reflect on your content or like your engagement, it defeats the purpose of having huge numbers. Other ways how you can prioritize your community includes like asking questions on your maybe stories in your posts, taking people along so they feel like they know you, sharing parts of your life, being vulnerable with your followers or like say your audience, replying to DMs, replying messages when people have questions, answering them, helping your followers with like things related to your niche or what you create content about. These are all the things that make people want to come over and over again to your page, because at this you are providing them something, you are giving your community value. And my next point is about value. Provide value to your audience. At the end of the day, everybody likes to learn something. We watch all the funny and the jokes, but a lot of people come online to social media to like pick a thing or two. So provide value to your audience or to your community. If you're a makeup artist, say, oh, today I'm going to teach you guys how to this. Today I'm going to show you how to let us. You are bringing your community along, providing them value, but at the same time building your community, because they know that, oh, I can learn so from this person's page, and then they come back. Providing value is also one of the reasons why brands will reach out to you and why other companies or other creators will want to work with you, because you are giving them something. It's not always necessarily serious. If your content is in terms of like funny, people come to your page to laugh, that's the value you are providing them. If you have like educative content, that's the value you're providing them. Provide value. It's literally that straightforward. In addition to building a community, always strive for quality. I believe like quality content never goes out of style, but quality content will always stand out. When we're talking about quality content, it's not necessarily in regards to like using the best of tools or using the best of equipment. Is just basically you using what you have already to get like the maximum best content that you can put out there. Another big aspect that scares a lot of people when they want to go into content creating is always the analytics or the algorithm. These things change like whenever the apps decide they want to change. Once you choose whatever social media you want to use in terms of your content creation, I always recommend trying all of them or as much as you can, because you never know which one is going to do well. I initially started on Instagram and I have more followers on TikTok at the moment. So I think try all of them out and you get to choose whichever resonates with you more. In terms of algorithm, use the insights provided for you. If we are speaking about like Instagram, for example, you can see like what time your followers are active, who follows you, if it's men, women, there's a percentage of it. Follow your insights, check your insights. They are very useful, so you can use it to check which of your content does better, to know what to post more, because typically those are what your audience enjoys seeing from you more. So use all the available tools on each app. Another big aspect of content creating right now is SEO. And what does SEO mean? SEO is basically search engine optimization. It's mentioning what your video really centers about, either in the video or in your caption or in what you write on the screen. For example, if I say tips for content creating. That's a search word because that's something people can search for, and if you're lucky your video pops up. I think there are also like websites that can help you with like search engine optimization, keywords. Use your search engine optimization and at the same time optimize the tools on each app, the insights, analytics, all of that. My next point will be about implementing every tool on each app. A lot of apps have different features, and when you tend to use all of these features, they probably recommend your videos more. Instagram, for example, use the Reels feature, use the story post, feed post, the live options. Basically implement all the tools on each app. Same with TikTok, optimize the tools on the apps because it's a way for the algorithm to technically recognize your content better. TikTok stories, Instagram stories, YouTube shorts, these are all the tools of each app that you can implement into your regular content. You don't have to necessarily create new content for these things, which brings me to my next point of repurposing your content. You don't have to make one video for one thing. You can make one video and get 3 or 4 clips or videos from such a thing. Just because you shared it to Instagram doesn't mean you can't share it to TikTok or YouTube Shorts. Repurpose your content to get the best out of each content. I believe as a content creator, you have to force yourself to be in people's faces. Let them see you that this is what I want to do. I want to create content. Like, be in their faces. Post 10 times a day if you can. Just, never give up, never what? Never back down. Never give up, never what? Never back down, okay? Once you have established your strategy, your planning, you are posting consistently, you're disciplined, you're trying different approaches, you're keeping things fresh as a creator, you are building your community, you're using the SEO, you're beginning to grow as a creator. That's where collaborating comes into place. So I highly always recommend collaborating with other creators because, as we established earlier, each creator has their own community. When you collaborate with other creators, you tend to like merge communities. It doesn't necessarily have to be like people of specific niches. It could be on a simple trend. When you collaborate with others, you are just opening your audience and you are widening your possibilities of like getting into new things. Next point is going to be, do not be afraid to reach out to brands. Most of the brands I've worked with, some of them I reached out to them myself because at the end of the day, there are a lot of creators. They are not going to reach out to everyone. There are a lot of apps nowadays that serves as a third party in terms of connecting you with brands that you might want to work with. I use Creepers, Octoly, Aspire IQ. There are a lot of these online websites or platforms that you can sign up for, and they will connect you with brands. You can email brands. A lot of times you get maybe 10 no's and 2 yeses. Do not be afraid to reach out to brands because you might just shock yourself that they enjoy your content. My last point will be on utilizing new technology, and I know everybody already knows what this is about. Like, use ChatGPT, the new one called generative AI. Like, you can use this new technology to your advantage. For example, if you go on ChatGPT and you say, create a 10-day content plan for me, my niche is makeup, beauty and fashion. ChatGPT is going to create like, okay, day 1 this, day 2 get ready with me. Basically, you are using the new technology to your advantage because a lot of times you don't always have to think by yourself, or even sometimes you're out of ideas, but these new technologies, they have the abilities to do all of that for you. Maybe you're making a video for a brand and you don't know what to say. ChatGPT can create a prompt for you on how to advertise the brand. You can obviously tweak it so it doesn't sound as robotic, but it's a good way to start. At least you have an idea or a template to follow. You can also use it in like your video descriptions, writing your captions. You can use all of this to your advantage. With these 3 points of mine, I hope you've been able to pick up a thing or two in this video. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel. If you want more tips or if you have more questions, I have a lot more where that came from. So yeah, let me know in the comment section. I wish you ease. in your content creation journey, and I hope the ideas just overflow. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.